Essential oils, right? What are exactly essential oils? I mean, I know I use oils everywhere. I'm slathering on my body for massage and here and where have you. But I still don't understand the chemistry behind essential oils. And that's what we really want to understand. And I have, as our guest today, Jenny. Jenny is a pharmacist from Harvard. So hang on for 1 second. Okay, so Jenny should be joining me in 1 second and she will talk about essential oils 101. Hi there, Jenny. How are you?
Hi, thank you so much for having me today. I'm excited to share all the knowledge I have.
Absolutely. So, Jenny is a pharmacist from Harvard, right? And she's a lifestyle medicine consultant, nutrition and metabolic syndrome consultant. Anything else you'd like to add before we go into
Y-
the topic today?
Yeah, just to let you know, I actually have my pharmacy from University of Toronto. And after 10 years, 15 years of practicing pharmacy, I dove into the wellness field and I did a nutrition and metabolic lifestyle medicine course with Harvard and got certified with them to be able to share more of what I really is my passion to healing from within. So I'll be talking about that in essential oils and how I've kind of
Mhm.
combined both in a way.
Okay, so great. So let's just talk about essential oils 101, right? We use oils in cooking here. I know I use oils. Like I'm like, if I had my choice, I'll be bathing in oil every day. So, so let's understand
They're,
what exactly are essential oils.
of course, they're wonderful compounds. And unless you know, you know. And if you don't know, you don't know. So what I mean by that, well, back to the basics. Essential oils are basically any plant-based volatile oil. They're the essence of the plant. So they come from the plant. They can come
Okay.
from different parts of the plant,
Hmm.
depending on what we're trying to, which oil we're trying to get. So
Okay.
they can come from the bark, the root, the flower, the peel. So many different parts. And most of the time, they provide an aroma that will often, when used
Hmm.
appropriately, can offer many therapeutic benefits.
Okay. So now, there's a lot of, like, I just went on the internet and there's a lot of things like pure essential oils or something that's been filled with synthetic,
Right.
fillers. I mean, how do people like us, we are just general consumers, we don't understand all this.
To be honest, that's a great question. And even myself, before I dove deeper into the research,
Yeah.
because as a pharmacist, the chemistry, the therapeutic benefits, the purity of a product is really important. And that's the sad part with essential oil because they're not a regulated body like pharmaceutical products or
Okay.
natural healthcare products where they have an NPA, NPH number or DIN
Hmm.
number or whatever. So oftentimes when you buy an essential oil, they don't have to state what's in the actual bottle. So they
Okay.
can just write 100% and
Hmm.
you hope and pray that it is 100%.
Yes.
Now, oftentimes, unfortunately, the price point will kind of guide you on how pure the product can be because to
Hmm.
get really the active ingredient to provide that therapeutic benefit of that essential oil, it
Hmm.
has to be a certain amount.
I
And
see.
when you don't have enough of that amount, or when you want that enough amount, it requires a lot of distillation. The process of getting that oil is not simple. Okay. So
Okay.
that's one way of kind of gauging, but again, it's not 100%. And there are some companies out there that are very transparent
Hmm.
and they do state all their ingredients on the bottle if you pay attention. There are also other companies that will have like a special code or number and they have an associated website where you can plug that number in and it'll describe to you the chemistry and what's in that actual bottle. So those
Gotcha.
are a few ways. And then the last way that I've learned over time is just by smelling.
Mm.
If you are really into pure essential oils, when you smell lavender from, it maybe a $5 to $10 bottle versus a $20 bottle,
Hmm.
you will know the difference.
So there's also a phrase they call it pure therapeutic grade. What exactly that means?
Well, that kind of goes hand in hand with
Okay.
the purity, to be
Okay.
honest. Um, it's more, some companies have coined the term pure therapeutic grade or certified therapeutic grade.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I would be very careful, and unless you know how to verify
Mm-hmm.
if it is 100% pure, and if it is, then it will provide a therapeutic grade benefit. So, for example, yes, everybody knows lavender is used for
Yes.
sleep. Um, that's great. Even with a mild lavender component in it, it can help. But the
Mm-hmm.
stronger and more pure it is, the more benefit you will see from the product.
Mm-hmm.
And also, when they are more pure, there's a big debate, but you could potentially, if done appropriately under the proper guidance, you
Mm-hmm.
could use them for cooking and ingesting. But that's a different topic altogether.
So, all right. So you said earlier, right? The essential oil could be from the bark, right, of the plant, from the flower, from the seed.
Yeah,
So just give us an example
of
of
course.
yeah.
Yeah, so for example, like cedar wood oil, essential oil, or
Mm-hmm.
sandalwood, things that are very grounding oils,
Mm-hmm.
like frankincense,
Mm-hmm.
those come more from the ground, from the root of the plant, and they
Mm-hmm.
have to extract the oil from
Mm-hmm.
the bark and then process it and do the distillation process. Now, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not very, educated on the whole process because that's
Sure,
too
sure.
much chemistry, but that's in essence what happens. On the other hand, citrus fruits like the lemon, the orange, the
Mm-hmm.
mandarin, those essential oils, those come from the peel. So
Oh,
even
wow.
even when you peel an orange and you
Mm-hmm.
smell that beautiful aroma,
Mm-hmm.
obviously that's the beginning of an essential oil, but there is a process for extracting that purity of that
Mm-hmm.
peel to get the real oil ingredient in a bottle and use it. So
So, okay, so let's just talk about, we read like essential oils are good for anxiety, a lot of other ailments, but this is not a medical topic. But
right,
generally speaking, so what are the general uses like on a very
of
high
course.
level? Essential oils can be
Yeah,
used to calm ourselves, lower the anxiety, stuff like that.
of course. And that's a topic that actually interested me from the beginning because
Mm-hmm.
I'm a pharmacist, as you know.
Yes.
And, oftentimes I would have patients come in and I would give them medication for their problems or
Mm-hmm.
disease state. And, there's a time and place for pharmaceutical drugs.
Yes.
However, there are a lot you can do without the medicine and
Mm-hmm.
heal the body from within, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I kind of diverted a little bit with my wellness practice. So
Mm-hmm.
in my private practice that I have, I often see patients who are very interested in complementing their drug therapy or even
Mm-hmm.
potentially reducing some of their drug therapy with
Mm-hmm.
sometimes plant therapy, which are the essential oil, which is a small part of my practice, my private practice,
Mm-hmm.
or supplements or whatever else I will use. But to go back to your question, oh my goodness, you can use the essential oils for so many things. Like I've helped patients with
Mm-hmm.
definitely their anxiety, their sleeping issues,
Mm-hmm.
for example, their gut healing issues, even like indigestion, IBS,
Mm-hmm.
bloating. There's certain essential oils, if used properly at the right dose and with the
Mm-hmm.
right instructions, that can definitely provide benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Even in children, just again with the proper dosing and proper way to use it, it can benefit children for different stuff like focus, concentration, even anxiety, especially now
Mm-hmm.
with COVID.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything is up in the air and we're all kind of, cooped up inside. But
Yeah.
it does provide a benefit. And there's different ways
Mm-hmm.
to use the essential oil, right? So one of the ways, if you'd like me to demonstrate, like you would just take the bottle,
Sure.
and this is
Yeah.
a quick tip. If let's just say you're not feeling well, you have a headache or you have a bit of a panic attack or whatever, depending on the oil and
Mm-hmm.
what we're trying to achieve,
Mm-hmm.
you can take just one little drop and you would drop it in the palm of your hands.
Okay.
And then just kind of rub both hands together, and that's kind of warming up the oil and spreading the
It's
molecules.
kind of like that. Okay.
Yeah. And
Okay.
then you would use the cupping technique, which I call, and you would just close your eyes and try not to put it too close to the eyes or the nostrils, depending on the oil again you're using. And I would just, you can make an intention if you'd like, but definitely take 5 slow, deep breaths. So
Mm-hmm.
if we do this together, let's say you have an oil in your hand and you would just breathing in and then
Mm-hmm.
slowly breathing it out. So what's actually happening when we're doing this is
Mm-hmm.
a synergy of effects that are combining to help you. So
Mm-hmm.
one is you've already kind of spread the molecules around of the active compound, and then you're breathing it in. So once you
Mm-hmm.
breathe it in,
Mm-hmm.
it knows to go to the brain receptors. Within 20 seconds, it will go there. And
Wow.
you will see it will kind of saturate the brain receptors at a point where you're like, okay, I'm done breathing. I've had enough of this smell.
Yeah.
And within about, I would say, 20 minutes, it circulates in the bloodstream and it has its effect. So
Mm-hmm.
this has helped me tremendously from headaches when I don't want to take an Advil or a Tylenol. Like I haven't had to take medicine for headaches in a very long time just from knowing how to, work with the essential oils. So that's just like a small example. And just the technique of breathing. Also, if, you're having an anxiety
Mm-hmm.
attack or something's happening, just the thought of slowing down on top
Mm-hmm.
of the product will
Mm-hmm.
definitely calm things and help
And
patients
which
and
oil
things
was
like that.
that? The one you were just using?
This one is called Serenity, so it's a bit of like a mixed product. It has lavender in it. It's for relaxation. It's really good for sleep. I do enjoy the smell. So that was one way of using the oil. Like, the other way, as everybody probably is aware, you can diffuse them, at your
Mm-hmm.
office for different reasons, in your bed,
Mm-hmm.
on a night table in the kitchen for purifying the air. So
Mm-hmm.
there's honestly, once you dive into the essential oils, it's crazy, and I'm still learning and I'm still curious because there's so many things you can do with them, right? Even like detoxifying your cleaning products and making pure products type thing,
Oh, wow.
so there's so many avenues we can chat about, but for today's purpose I just wanted to share that little tip on, how you can kind of just take
Sure.
it all in, and it's a beautiful aroma too. So just the thought of smelling it also
Mm-hmm.
has an effect in the limbic system too, right?
Sure, sure.
So
So
yeah.
maybe, like right now, there's so many allergies, right? That's how, going on. So maybe you could tell us a couple of oils that people can use maybe by themselves, to just get their allergies out. This specific essential oils for that.
Yeah, for like allergy season, we're talking about
Yeah,
like seasonal
allergies.
allergy. Yeah, so the 3 oils that are most commonly combined and used for allergies would be lavender, peppermint, and wild orange or lemon. So the combination with those, usually in the proper dose again
Mm-hmm.
or proportions,
Mm-hmm.
you can roll it on you. You could do the cupping
Mm-hmm.
technique or just having it diffusing. So
Mm-hmm.
those are the 3 ways to incorporate, for allergy.
Mm-hmm.
Usually I make like a little roller bottle,
Mm-hmm.
and you can always apply them. Usually along the spine is a good area, or around the temple or even the wrist. That's
Mm-hmm.
helpful. Um, the peppermint is definitely a lovely oil to have on hand. Depending, again, like some you have to see, because I know some peppermint oils are super strong, others are really
Mm-hmm.
weak. So 70% menthol would be a good
Okay.
number to look for. Unfortunately, sometimes they don't tell you. So again, unless you know, you know. But the peppermint is just so invigorating. The
Mm-hmm.
menthol, it just like opens up your sinuses. It's actually really good also sometimes for congestion and asthma.
Mm-hmm.
So, kind of goes hand in hand with allergies, with all the symptoms that are going on. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then of course, like I said, if they are pure and they are good
Yeah.
therapeutic grade, pure
Yeah.
essential oils, you could put them in a like a empty veggie capsules with the
Okay.
appropriate amount of
Yeah.
essential oils, and you could potentially ingest them. But again, I wouldn't do that on your own.
Oh, so ingesting is not something that you recommend at all, right? Just
I
topical use.
Usually I do the topical. If I know my patients and
Hmm.
we have that relationship, I will guide them because I know how to tell them how to use it and I know
Yeah.
which products and things like that. But oftentimes I just mention it because I know there's a lot of talk out there. Some people will say, take it orally, it's fine. Other people will say no, but you really need to understand why, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. What else would you like to talk about essential oils? I mean, we can use it on a day-to-day basis. That's what it sounds like, right?
So, since I've honestly started using essential oil, I can talk about my personal experience
Sure.
as well.
Hmm.
It's made a big change in
Hmm.
my life for different reasons. Like I've incorporated it with my family, with my children, so they have a sense of, if they're unhappy for some reason or they've had a bad day at school, then, we've got like little roller bottles like this, and
Okay.
they can kind of do their own thing. It's already diluted. Actually, we could talk about the dilution factor. That
Sure.
would be important to know. But these are already diluted in here and they're easier to apply. So you
Hmm.
can still put it on your palm and do the cupping or just apply it on your neck. This
Hmm.
is rose oil, which I love, and I usually like using it as a perfume even, which is nice. So for children, it kind of empowers them to take initiative
Hmm.
on understanding their emotion. And I use it as a tool to talk to them about what's been going on and how they can help themselves. And, we chat about that. So I found that really a good connection and tool to use. Around the house, like there's antibacterial type essential oils as well, which can be
Hmm.
very useful, especially around this time with germs and everything that's going around.
Yeah.
And just, I haven't converted 100%, but I would say about 80%. I started making my own cleaning products and using
Wow.
it in that way because there's so much toxins
Yes.
in the regular cleaning products, and it can affect and have havoc on your
Yes.
hormones and on your system. So, and that's another thing I actually work in my practice because I do a lot of like weight loss, and I find that the hormones are a huge factor in that whole game,
Hmm.
right? So that's one thing. And then just talking about like the dilution factor for
Hmm.
essential oil. Sometimes if you're new to using essential oils, you don't want to apply the the pure ones, like just from the bottle that haven't been diluted, on your skin because you don't know how you're going to react to the
Hmm.
oil, okay?
Hmm.
Oftentimes people don't react to the actual active ingredient. It's oftentimes they react to the synthetics or impurities within the product. So if your
Hmm.
product is pure, we're pretty good
Yeah.
in applying. But I always recommend doing a patch test. Coconut oil
Mm.
with the essential oil is a great one to use because it just increases the
Dilutes it.
surface. It
Hmm.
dilutes it and it increases the surface area where you want to apply it.
Hmm.
So that's a great way to incorporate it initially. And
Hmm.
especially if you're going to be using it on somebody who has sensitive skin or on
Hmm.
children, I would highly recommend diluting it for sure.
Hmm.
And there's many carrier oils. So coconut oil was just one example, but you can use almond oil, depending. Like some people make anti-aging essential oil products for themselves, So there's
Hmm.
different essential oils that can contribute and help with the wrinkles and things like that. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's there's so
We
much.
would love to. We would love to hear the essential oils for anti-aging and
Right?
wrinkles, for sure.
Well, definitely frankincense is up on the list. It's an expensive oil. That's why they call it the king of oils, right?
Hmm.
One of the very back in Jesus time, but definitely frankincense is very healthy for the skin as an antioxidant. It's
Hmm.
very good actually for inflammation as well. So
Mm.
it kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
And there's different recipes sometimes depending on the client base I have. I will guide them on what they're more interested in.
Hmm.
So yeah, there's definitely a lot of excitement around essential oils, and I've definitely found a lot of things that you can make with essential oils if
I think
you're
it's a
like,
fascinating topic. I mean, I can vouch for, a couple of weeks back, I had so much inflammation. Like I would wake up and my eyes would be like, like two potatoes coming
oh
out.
my
I mean,
goodness.
I'm not kidding you.
Yeah,
Because of all the allergies
all
that
the
you know
allergies.
what's going on, right? And it'd be like this. And I was not using essential oils, but I used some sesame oil, which I'm not a, I don't know
Yeah,
how to use essential oils properly, and I will like slather it on my face, and still,
yeah.
it helped. But to your point, if people know what to use, right, which
Well,
oil to use for what purpose, that makes all
that's
the difference.
yeah, and that's why I find it kind of meshed really well with pharmacy because it kind of
Yes.
piqued my curiosity on, that's great. I'd like to know more about how plant therapy and truthfully, back in the day, that's what we used to use. You had a stomach
Yes.
ache, you drank peppermint tea type thing.
Hmm.
So it kind of dates back, and they're very useful. I do a lot of talks around essential oil and meditation and yoga, so they're very useful in that type of environment as well.
Hmm.
But next time you feel those allergies, try peppermint. Just try
Peppermint oil.
breathe,
Okay.
not putting it on your face, because with
Mhm. But
peppermint, you
just
got to
inhaling
be
the peppermint.
just even inhaling it, because little do you know, it does go into your bloodstream. Okay.
Okay.
And oftentimes, this is where we have to be careful because people think, oh, essential oils are plants. They can't really have side effects. They don't really have side effects, they have a lot of side benefits. However, you need to know still how to use them
Yeah.
because they are still they're molecules at the end of the day. They're volatile
Hmm.
compounds. They do go into your bloodstream. So you still want to be mindful on how to use that, right?
Sure,
So,
sure. So how about sleep? Like a lot of people right now are stressed out and they're having problems with sleeping. What do
yeah.
you recommend for sleep before we wrap up? I had to ask you this question.
No, of course. So one of my favorite, okay, I always recommend lavender as a beginner.
Yes.
Okay. But the funny part with lavender is some patients will either react beautifully, and there's a small percentage that lavender will do the exact opposite, so it will actually keep them up. So if that's the case, we switch it. But
Okay.
lavender is a great start. Okay, just diffusing it in the room, and most of the time you want to make sure, again, you have a really good product that you're
Yeah.
using,
Yeah.
and you will notice the different effects. And also, you want to diffuse the product in the bedroom area or where you're going to be sleeping about 15 to 20 minutes before going to
Okay.
bed, because you want
Okay.
those molecules to be
Yeah.
circulating and,
Yeah.
and be within the air.
Hmm.
So that one's great. The other one, like I was talking about, the Serenity is a beautiful one,
Hmm.
which I like to combine with cedar wood oftentimes.
Hmm.
And just the synergy of those two molecules and compounds just work very well.
Hmm.
And then again, there's different other ones we can always introduce if those don't work, but there's also capsule formats of these products that patients can
Hmm.
take, and they seem to be helpful as well.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Jenny, for educating us about Essential Oils 101. I see people joining right now. We're almost ready to
It's
wrap up.
okay.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's
Any
fine.
questions anyone has, you're welcome to ask. I know it's Friday night. People
I
are
know.
probably uh, just signing off and just
That's okay.
relaxing.
This was a pleasure to do, and if I'm always happy to chat about anything in the realm of wellness. So,
Yes.
yes. Well,
Someone
anyways,
commented on depression.
if anybody has questions, they can definitely follow me on Wealthy Pharmacist as well, and then they can shoot me a DM or question, and I'm more than happy
Someone
to help
someone
them
is
out.
asking about depression.
Hmm.
So is there something like depression is serious, right? It's not a simple stress or
Yeah,
anxiety we do all every day.
right. That's something, again, I would love to say, here's the magic bullet. You can use this one and you'll feel better. But it's like I said, when I meet my clients and we go through this, I have a process of certain
Yeah.
questions I have to go through and
Yes.
see what is working, what is not, before I can just recommend something.
Correct. Correct.
So I don't want to just say this one and then, oh my God, it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
work. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but whoever's interested, you can
Sure.
definitely send me a
Mm-hmm.
message.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so
Okay,
much, Jenny,
of
for being with
course.
us. We've been talking about essential oils 101. Essential oils are amazing, and try something. I mean, I know I'm going to try. I've tried few, but I'm not a regular, but I'm definitely going to try after talking with Jenny today. And thank you again and have a great weekend, everyone.
It was my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.